The blaze spread through ventilation ducts into multiple sections of the vessel.
Israel escalating the war by contemplating using a nuclear weapon.
From Iran's retaliation, the Ford is on fire at sea, and doomsday may be coming. We're talking about nuclear weapon. Let's dive in. Iran launched a massive attack across Tel Aviv following the death of his security chief Ali Larijani. To revenge his death,
Iran launched intense air attacks on the Israeli heartland following the killing of its security chief, Ali Larijani. Tehran fired cluster missiles towards Israel, leading to widespread damage due to missile impacts. Tel Aviv railway station was heavily damaged after Iran rained down bomblets of death on Israel early on March 18. The Tel Aviv Savidor Center railway station, one of Israel's busiest rail hubs, was left damaged, scorched, and partially shut down. Online footage showed extensive damage to the platform and trains. It shows twisted metal, shattered platforms, and trains hit by falling debris. Israel Railways said that train traffic has been temporarily halted nationwide. Shuttle services are operating between Herzliya, Tel Aviv Savidor Central, and Ben Gurion airport stations. Authorities say no injuries reported, but the scale of disruption is massive. Railway crews are working to restore traffic to normal.
this was recently confirmed by Israel that their joint strike between it and the United States took out senior members of Iranian's military officials, and Larijani was among them.
I'm here with Israel's defense minister, our chief of staff, the head of the Mossad, the chief of Air Force, our senior commanders. In the past 24 hours, we knocked out 2 of the terrorist chieftains, the top terrorist chieftains of this tyranny. Our aircraft are hitting the terror operatives on the ground, in the crossroads, in the city squares. This is meant to enable the brave people of Iran to celebrate the Festival of Fire. So celebrate and Happy Nowruz. We're watching from above.
As the threat of nuclear attack ignites fear, which is coming up soon, the United States report that its biggest fleet, the USS Gerald R. Ford, is on fire.
America's most powerful warship, 600 sailors sleeping on floors, broken toilets, and a fire that took 30 hours to put out. 10 months at sea, no maintenance, no rest, and Iran is tracking its every move. The Pentagon says the Ford is fully operational. The sailors bunking on tables might disagree. The mightiest carrier in the world, and it can't do its own laundry. It is America's most powerful warship. But right now, hundreds of its sailors are sleeping on floors, and that too in the middle of a war. According to reports, fire broke out in the main laundry area of the USS Gerald R. Ford last week, taking more than 30 hours to contain and leaving over 600 crew members without beds. Nearly 200 sailors were treated for smoke inhalation, and 1 was flown off the ship for further medical care. The blaze spread through ventilation ducts into multiple sections of the vessel before sailors finally brought it under control. The Ford, the world's largest aircraft carrier, is currently in the Red Sea and is expected to temporarily dock at Suda Bay on the Greek island of Crete for repairs. It has been at sea for 10 months, one of the longest post-Vietnam deployments for an American carrier. And crew members have been told their service may be extended into May 2026, which would put them at a full year without returning home.
But the question is, was it a maintenance fire, or was it hit by Iranian anti-ship missiles? Meanwhile, one of Trump's millionaire advisors, David Sachs, gave a chilling warning that Israel could use nuclear weapon on Iran?
It's hard to know exactly how much damage Israel is taking right now. There's a social media blackout. But what you're starting to hear trickle out is that Israel is getting hit harder than they've ever been hit before in their history. And we're only 2 weeks into this. If this war continues for weeks or months, then Israel could just be destroyed. There are very large parts of it. Now, I think Israel is a harder target than the Gulf states. Their infrastructure is more hardened. Also, they're further away. The Gulf states are vulnerable to drones and short-range missiles, whereas Israel is mainly vulnerable to long-range missiles. Nonetheless, at some point, their air defenses could become exhausted if it hasn't happened already, and Israel could get seriously destroyed. And then you have to worry about Israel escalating the war by contemplating using a nuclear weapon, which would truly be catastrophic.
Meanwhile, Jeffrey Sachs gave his view on what David Sachs was saying to Donald Trump, that he needs to call it off, take the victory, because Donald Trump is that type of person that loves to crave the attention and saying that he's the best and so on, just to stop it because it is getting out of hand.
Yes, David Sachs, no relation to me, by the way, but a friend, said a couple of days ago that Trump should declare victory and go home. And he was speaking essentially as a Trump advisor. He's the AI czar in the White House. So he advises on digital and AI policies. And he's an influential observer. He wasn't predicting a nuclear war, and he wasn't saying we're at that juncture. But what he was saying is, if this just continues, it will be awful. And he was saying to his boss, Donald Trump, just go home. That was the message. Just end this. This is a debacle, but call it a victory. Trump it easily does that. But don't pursue this more. It's leading to worse and worse for the reasons that you said. On the economic side, the risk of global calamity is absolutely growing day by day, no matter how they try to talk calm to the markets, no matter how they talk about releasing emergency reserves from the strategic oil reserves.
And now it's over to you. Do you believe that if Israel is being attacked as the way David Sachs described it, and do you also share his view that it is highly likely that the Israelis will use nuclear weapons on Iran if it is being defeated? Or do you think that's just fanciful words? You cannot use nuclear weapons because that would be the end of the world, and even if Israel's been beaten, they just would have to take it and lap it up? Or do you also believe that Iran's attack will intensify even further? Let's just have a discussion and a debate in the comment section. So I'd like to thank you very much for your time, and I shall see you on the other topic.